he does. So,
and we're live.
And we're live, apparently.
And we're
The
live.
thing that's hello everybody. Welcome. I guess we're just live. And we're going here. I am not Rue, in case you can't tell, or in case you don't see color. Which is a good thing at home. But I am your guest host today. My name is Aaron. I have no affiliation to URI Reviews, no affiliation to Rue, other than I'm his friend and teammate in like one trivia league where we have yet to really play another game yet since our unfortunate. But anyways, we're not here for my trivia league update. We're here to cover a little show called One Gotta Say. Tonight we've got 4 amazing franchises, and I know that some people may be surprised that I think these are amazing franchises because they're successful in the box office. But I like all 4 of these movies and franchises. But before we hop into things, I'm gonna just go around and introduce everybody here. We just kind of went live without any sort of warning here, so here we go. Like whatever, Rue, I apologize in advance here. To my stage left here is Mr. Malcolm. How you doing tonight, Malcolm?
I'm doing pretty good. Just ready for some hot takes.
Yeah, as am I. That was okay. Yeah, Rue is just. I saw him like pop up for 1 second, and he looked super stressed. So I hope everything's going well, and I hope that I'm the main cause of your stress going forward here. To be honest with you. All right. Well, I am also ready for some hot takes, Malcolm. As you know, I hate pandering, so please don't pander. It is the P word. Next is a guy who I'm sure is very has some very hot takes on this topic. Is expecting me not to respect anything he says, but we'll see about that. That's Mr. Anthony. How you doing, Anthony?
I'm good. I am looking forward to this. I don't know if I'm going to be pandering or not. This is just my opinion of which ones I like more. I expect Malcolm to be the exact opposite of me because his hot takes are always some sort of special movie for you, sir.
Yeah, and you have no idea what my take is on this because these are all, again, successful movies. So who knows, like, what my take is. But anyways, underneath me, we got, I believe it, I don't know if you've been on this channel or not before, but you're a newcomer to me. It's my boy with the most, normal name in the world, Tabobsy. How you doing?
Hey, man. How you doing, man? I'm super excited about tonight. I'm drinking a little bit, so you guys gotta pardon me if I go off. But I love these franchises. I kind of spilled the beans earlier today in the group chat, but
Hey, it happens. It happens. It's Rue's favorite thing. There's at least one person in every group chat.
I never knew. I didn't understand. But here we are, and I'm ready, and I'm excited to talk about it with you guys.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. All right, next is a man who I haven't seen in a little while, but it's good to see him. He's sporting a new, very regular haircut here. It's Mr. Peck. How you doing, Peck?
Very good, Rod. Kind of like everyone, I basically like these franchises for the most part, and I got some very interesting. You think Malcolm has a lot of hot takes? I have one about one certain franchise I have a bit hot take on. So we'll just wait and see what I'm spoiling what it is.
That's what we call a tease in the biz. All right. Speaking of teases, we have one of the biggest teases in all the fan leagues here. That's Mr. Chad Webb. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well.
I called you a tease. You're the victim of the segue. Sometimes whoever's next is getting the segue, and luckily it wasn't like Peggy or something where it would have been awkward. It's Chad, so it's not like Anthony's wife who I had to say that to again.
I faced Amaru on one of the fan leagues and lost, so naturally we became friends, and I started watching a lot of these. Really great show. I love movie fights over on Screen Junkies when it existed, and so I just think this is a really cool format, and I really like these. Like pretty much all 4 of these franchises. It's just ranking them and stuff will be pretty interesting.
Yeah. I definitely would have been happy to be on this panel if I didn't get asked to host, but I'm again looking forward to judging. So my producer, who, you know, last time it was Rue, this time it's a much better producer, MG, you know, both on the eyes and on the ears here, because she gave me the order without me having to scramble here. So, all right, Tabab, so you spilled the beans for all of us, but now the public gets to know your dirty secrets. Please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So,
Floor is
I have to be honest with you guys. I feel like an intruder. I feel like I have like snuck behind enemy lines and just gotten to this show, not being well versed in all of the movies and that one movie for me, but I did have the reason why it's my first to go, which would be John Wick. And that's mainly because I think to be honest, I just think that Keanu Reeves is like a horrible actor. It's probably why I didn't watch it in the first, like initially. But I've heard great things about it. I've heard that it's like a great action, like like action like no other, and really gory, and that's cool. But to me, Keanu Reeves is just like, I don't know, like he just doesn't do it for me. Like I think of him at like Bill and Ted, and that's just where he's stuck for me. So,
have you not seen those movies? Because it doesn't sound like
one. I've seen every one, but that one, John Wick, for me is just. I mean, what Keanu is not John Wick. Is Keanu Reeves for me.
John Wick is a happy shit, apparently, according to you know, one of the comments here. By the way, you know, as a terrible host, I didn't, in case anybody doesn't know the 4 movies that or franchises we're covering.
we did run right past that.
Oops.
Sorry, it's only my second time. If I had a nickel for every time I said that. The franchises are Die Hard, Mission Impossible, Bourne, the Bourne franchise, and John Wick. So those are the 4. We're currently deciding our 4th out, which for Tababsi is John Wick. So anybody, the floor is kind of open to Tababsi's medium to warm take, I would say here. So
yeah.
Anybody agree or disagree?
Enlighten me.
I definitely disagree with that.
Is anybody have this as their 4th out? Nobody has this as their 4th out.
I'm done.
That is no. Because I don't want to reveal too much, but this would have been my 4th out for the one reason that it was built on dog killing, and I don't do that shit in movies. I don't care if I got all the revenge in the world. Chico doesn't like when I watch movies with dog killing in them. I don't like them. So it's just like it's a principle thing for me.
It's a very, very hard scene to watch. That's
it's tough. I did watch the beginning of the 3rd one today in prep for hosting here, and that should have been the whole movie. But then they left like that little first 30 minutes. And I'm like, what are we fucking doing here? And like. So this actually, I agree with the Bobsy. These other amongst these other franchises, this would have been my 4th out. So, we're gonna go to. I don't know who that's directed at, but thanks you, Christopher Diaz. Sorry you couldn't make this stream in advance.
Your dirty whore mouth, he said.
All right, we'll do.
Dirty pirate hooker mouth.
What is your number 4? What's your 4th out? I believe that's
mine.
Go from here. Yeah.
Mine is Die Hard. Is my 4th franchise out.
Whoa.
I didn't know that was going to be as hard of a take as it was.
Die Hard. Just to preface this ahead of time, before the comments and everything, we can't do the cool thing where we take out 3 of them. We're taking the whole franchise here. So
right,
there's a lot of shit at the end of that sandwich.
So, I was looking.
So go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I was looking at these movies. I was looking at like the Rotten Tomatoes score, thinking about how I felt about them and stuff. And there's a little bit of like a division between I think what critics thought, what the audience thought. The first one is kind of just universally loved, whether you think it's a Christmas movie or not. It's definitely great. Like that one, I don't think really anybody can say that one's not great. But But the second one's kind of just like a retread, even though I really like that one.
I love the second
kind of
one. So careful.
It's Die Hard at the airport, so it's just like
Also part.
As a man who works at the airport, is to my far left over there. Anthony, I mean, like this should be Anthony's like Macbeth or something.
it's a really fun watch, but I just don't think it like adds really much to the franchise, to like the progression of it.
Icicle killing.
But then like the third one kind of does more of a fresh take. I do like how, you know, they added Sam Jackson in that one, and then they have like, you know, the whole like, you know, game thing with it where you got to run around the city and, you know, do all the stuff the guy says, or a school will blow up or whatever. I mean, a lot of that is really cool. And like I saw like the audience score for that one on Rotten Tomatoes is like really high, even though the critics is kind of like a little lower on that one. And then 4 is actually, I think, pretty good, except that I think they messed up when they gave it the PG-13 rating. So it just like kind of fizzles out a little bit with that. And like, you know, they can't even say like the iconic phrase in that movie.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so it kind of felt like Die Hard light a little bit. And then 5, I think nobody really likes. So it just kind of like, it's a little bit of a roller coaster of a franchise, and it doesn't really have like, you know, it has like one great film, and then the rest are good to or bad to good. Sorry, Anthony, I didn't mean to.
Okay. Yeah. Anthony, go ahead.
Oh yes, there's one great one. Die Hard 1 is probably one of the best movies. All these franchises is the best of all of them. Just there it is. There's Die Hard 1. You can watch it every year at Christmas. You can watch it whenever you want. It's on TV. Guess what? I'm watching it. I don't care if I don't get the verses. It's not the same. It's great. Die Hard 2, like, it is fun. It is a good movie. I do enjoy it. It's fun. It scares the crap out of me because I do work in the tower, and if I ever saw a bunch of airplanes flying around because there was a bunch of crazy people on a runway, I'm freaking out. Die Hard 3 is awesome. When you were younger, to do the Simon Says game and to like watch them go back and forth, and you bring Samuel L. Jackson, fantastic. It was awesome. It was great. Die Hard 4, pleasure. It can be fun. The PG-13 is a bit of a can mess it up there a little bit. It is a generally entertaining movie. It's interesting that they do somehow they are able to bring the kids from the first movie that kind of were around, and oh wait, here's his daughter, like as an adult, bringing into the fray. Yeah. Die Hard, it's fine. Die Hard 5, remember he had a son. They made it try Courtney with a terrible decision. He hasn't done a good movie yet. Maybe except Suicide Squad, he actually was entertaining, but that was the only thing he's ever done that's sort of entertaining. Not the movie, just him. And then, but that's 4 out of 5 that are like some brilliant, 1 okay, and 1 terrible. But that's 5 movies that they created, and the last one, Bruce Willis just stopped caring. They were just like, let's just write one. Bruce Willis, will give him some money. And
When's the last time Bruce Willis really cared? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I think Sin City.
Yeah, Sin City, and even Sin City, like he didn't care. They kind of just like worked into his character. He was just like a nihilist. And I'm like, oh well, that's convenient. He's a nihilistic alcoholic, and here comes Bruce Willis to set.
I actually liked him in Sin City.
I heard it's a great Christmas movie.
What did you say to Bob C? Sorry.
I said I actually liked him in Sin City.
No, I did.
But he has like the same guy. He's like the same guy in like all the movies.
It's not a high effort role, though. I mean, like, it's not exactly high energy.
Oh,
there.
I almost forgot. Moonrise. Happened.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that is the correct answer. Does anybody else have any more thoughts on Die Hard?
Well,
anybody have Die Hard as their 4th?
It was just me.
Okay. You go ahead. Check. Or who said? I don't know who said wait.
No, never mind. I just want to check.
Okay, cool. Anything else on Die Hard before
it seemed like Anthony was kind of agreeing with me a lot. It's just I think he just likes the movies more than I do, like as a whole.
Right, which is why I'm shocked it's your 4th pick, the first one out.
It's tough.
When you were describing them, you were kind of describing them the same way I was. I feel like I was like, oh, I agree with everything you're saying right now.
Yeah, I agree. Just like.
I mean, they're really good. They're really good movies. It's hard to I like all of them outside of John Wick. So it gets hard from this point on for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I feel like I gotta watch. I feel like a idiot all of a sudden. Like I just gotta watch John Wick.
You'll get there.
Yeah. Please
We'll get there.
don't beat yourself up too much. Like
There's
it's
fun
okay.
watches, though.
It's okay. I had John Wick as my 4, so and I've seen all these movies. So all right, we're gonna move on to Anthony for your number 4, and this is gonna be the final 4 pick of the first round. So I'm assuming this is gonna be one people agree with.
Yeah, we'll see if people agree with this, because I feel like there's some people that absolutely love these movies to no end and think they're just like the best thing that's ever happened. But I'm not that huge of a fan of the Bourne franchise. There is some movies that I was talking to my wife earlier, and she's like, "I've never heard you," when we were talking about this. I talked about all the different ones we have, all the franchises. She's like, "I've never heard you mention a Bourne movie." Like, just there are things that don't come up. I've seen a Bourne movie. It's called Who Am I with Jackie Chan that came out in the late 90s. That's what that is. Oh, wait, he got amnesia. Oh, wait, he's a killer assassin. Okay, he's trying to find out how he got there. Okay, congrats. There are some great action sequences in them, but there are better action sequences in all the other franchises. It's one that you sit there and you watch the first one, you watch the second, and you're like, all right, where are they going? Like, how many different levels is this treadstone place followed by the next organization that they're supposed to follow, followed by the next one? And then Die Hard 5 is terrible, but they did have Bourne Legacy, which you have to add in here with Jeremy Renner. As much as I enjoy Jeremy Renner, that was not a good movie. And then Jason Bourne was not good either. It's just, let's go to another level of people. Oh, you want to know how you got amnesia or how your dad died? Oh, it was this way. Oh, and this group did it because he was also an assassin or something crazy like that. Over the top,
confusing
sequences. I like the series; they're fun, but man, it's a lot. It's too much. I just don't like it as much as I like the other ones.
I mean, that's a pretty good argument, to be honest. They're
really dug into that one.
They're really sane.
I'm here to play. I'm here to play.
Yeah. I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Does everybody who had this as their 4th? Just raise your hand if you had this as
I wasn't the only one.
Oh wow.
Yep. So so I'll start with disagreements on this one. So who wants to go there between Chad and Tababsi on kind of some of the
I
things?
can start, or
yeah, go ahead, Chad, and then we'll go over
okay.
there.
I mean, when I was thinking about this, I mean, should I go right into my 3rd with this, or?
Oh, hang on the 3rd, because we're going to do recaps and then we're going to go into.
I was about to ask the same thing because I have the Bourne.
Go ahead and bring up Bourne when we're talking about your next.
I'll say that I slightly disagree, but I mean, also kind of agree. So, all right.
Okay. I got it. No problem. Malcolm and Peck, and then
he articulated why it was bad so good that it almost makes me agree with them.
Okay,
like it makes me want to change my pick.
Don't say that out loud. No, it's great. That's great. Malcolm, go ahead with your thoughts on Jason Bourne. Why it was your 4?
Yeah, it was my 4 because I've seen the original trilogy, and I was so bored throughout that trilogy. Like the first one is good. Then it start the second and third just felt like a chore to really get through, and just and I never bothered with Legacy and Jason Bourne because of my unenjoyment of the original 3. I could do without the Bourne franchise.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's actually like a diehard fan of these. Well, diehard no pun intended there. Fan of these movies. Like, and I can't even remember like the names of them. I never can keep those track. Like, it's all just very samey with these movies. The more I kind of think about it, and like the best scene ever, the Super Bowl ad where he does the arm thing and punches the guy, isn't even in any of the movies. So like, remember that Super Bowl commercial where Matt Damon comes back for Jason Bourne and punches the guy in the face? That's not even in the movie. So, got my money. So I think about that. But Peck, any thoughts on Bourne? Why it was your 4th to pile on here?
Basically, Anthony and Malcolm just say everything I need to say. Like, for me, I came at it differently. I saw these movies, basically the trilogy, before I see Jason Bourne, a couple years too late. And not only is a couple years, and also started sort of a phase around action films, what went wrong with ruining action films years to come with it. What I mean by that is mainly the second and third one start overutilizing the shaky cam style of it. And once I finally seen the Bourne films, around like 2016 when Jason Bourne is a verge of coming out, and it's like, okay, I never say these movies, basically, let me say I give it a watch. And I would just have to be 100% honest. And, I need to see it again right here. I see it again. And the back of my head's like, man, I just felt terribly underwhelmed. Like, really underwhelmed with them. Because, the only parts that I do like is just mainly the action scenes. But even with that, as like, yeah, he does lost his memory, but when? Like, I just don't understand right here. And then I saw Bourne Legacy right here. I was just like, okay. And I finally see Jason Bourne. I was like, okay, finally, maybe I can watch it. It's worth it. And it's like, yeah, it's just like, no, it's not working. And I just felt like not only I was sort of surprisingly underwhelmed by this franchise, but also I saw better action movies or franchise. I get to create better action than this. Even some terrible ones, even with Die Hard, at least some parts are action-wise sort of memorable. But I couldn't even think one action scene, basically one of these franchises I think are memorable. So that's the reason it's my number 4. Bob wanted to get out, so I just felt underwhelmed, just surprising, not interested.
Okay, well, that's really well said. This has made it hard to kind of not see this as the 4th out. Honestly, everybody kind of argued this in very different ways, but very effective ways.
I have it rated really high, actually, but
it's hard.
We'll get to it.
But yeah,
we'll get to it.
Good. I'm looking forward to hearing from it. Say no more to Bob C. And I'm never committing a crime and telling you because you be snitching, man. Man, the mouth just be running. Before we go on to our 3s here, we're gonna recap. Look at this. Look at the synergy here. I just anyway. So most people ended up going with I never know how to read this shit, man. It's
not there and it's gone.
Yeah. Okay. I can't read that like that. I'm too high for this. So if this graph makes sense to you, I can remember that the 3 people have Bourne out first, and then to Bob C. What was your 4 out?
John Wick.
John Wick, yeah.
Gotcha. John Wick.
Well, this will be a group effort.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's get this graph off screen because it's making me just confused. Thank you so much. All right. We're going on to. Oh, my God.
This is all.
It was going so well. The wheels felt shaky for a while, though.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Just keep on going. Keep on going. You're doing great.
Malcolm, go ahead and give me thanks, Beck. I appreciate your lies. Malcolm, go ahead and give me your 3rd or your 2nd out.
Wasn't Chad starting the 3rd rounds?
You know what? Sure, Chad. Go ahead and
all right.
That's actually pretty good. The correction on the air.
This is actually a pretty good piggyback off of what just happened because my 3rd is the Bourne movies, and it was actually pretty hard. It was harder of a decision to put this one 3rd than it was for you guys to put it 4th. Because I feel like the first 3 movies, I mean, I haven't seen them in a while, so I can't really argue plot that well for them, but I just feel like every time I do watch these movies, the first 3, it's just kind of maybe not a perfect trilogy, but it's just a really fantastic trilogy of movies. I've never read the books or anything like that, but just really kind of like how Die Hard legitimized Bruce Willis as an action star, kind of did the same thing for Matt Damon, where people were like, what, that kid from Saving Private Ryan who didn't really do anything? And then he just kind of became this dude. And I actually really like all the, filmmaking styles of Paul Greengrass in that movie with the shaky cam and just how they kind of put you in his
world,
in his eyes or whatever, behind, you are Jason Bourne trying to figure this out with him. And I think that's just a really cool style. And so with that, I mean, the only really reason that I ranked this one 3rd or 2nd out is because of it kept going with the trying to do some sort of rebooted fashion with Jeremy Renner. And then they were like, okay, that didn't work. Let's do a 4th one. Yay, Matt Damon's back. And then that one really didn't work and didn't really continue the story that well and stuff. And so it was really just kind of near perfect like trilogy of movies that you could just watch and have a really good time with, and it's just a really good story. Trying to figure out who this dude is, and it just kind of fizzled out with the fourth and the fifth installments, and so you just with in my opinion, the betterness of the other two that I haven't talked about yet. I just had to put that one third myself.
All right, well said. Well said. Did anybody else have this as their number 3 out?
That's the first time I've ever agreed with him on something. The coach Hammock. Usually, me and him in these.
Oh God, yeah, you don't want to agree with Coach Hammock. That's when you know you're
the one time I have.
Look, that guy.
I know
that guy's an absolute fucking troll.
He's a monster. He's a
He's
monster.
a troll.
I thought it was hilarious on one.
I love Coach. I'm just kidding. Everything I say is with love. But
no, I mean, I know him like we grew up together. We were actually in kindergarten together, and I know that guy is a troll.
Yeah. He like lives right underneath that bridge. He has a nice little like cot. He's got a little radio. It's great. So, all right. So, well said, Chad. I agree with a lot of what you had. This was my 3 before coming on here. So, I actually do agree with you. So my 4 was John Wick as well, but it's for more personal reasons and because Chico, my dog, would not allow me to otherwise. So, all right.
It's all about the dogs, man.
You're telling me. Without dogs, I don't have a business. But all right, Malcolm, no more delaying. You're perfectly in frame of your Jojo Rabbit poster as always. Like it is amazing. Like the bunny ears are always right there. So go ahead.
Behind him.
Yeah.
This is where I think I might lose some people here, but
I've been waiting.
My number 3 is Mission Impossible. But I mean, like, this is purely because, like, I've only seen sort of up to Ghost Protocol.
Oh well, there you go.
So maybe my thoughts on this will change once I see Rogue Nation and Fallout, because I've heard those are the best too. But like for now, like I enjoy what I've seen. I'm definitely going to go into those eventually. I tried to get through them all before this, so I can get some better judgment. Like have it, but I mean, like Mission Impossible is fun. Like Ethan Hunt is great. I just like the other 2 franchises more. That what it comes down to.
Nothing wrong with
Okay, so ignorance is the reason why it's ranked as your 3rd. You just haven't you're like I haven't seen the best ones yet. So it's like someone skipping the first 3 diehards. You're like I only saw 4 and 5. Heard 1 was really good and like 3 was good, but I haven't seen them yet, so it's gotta be my 4.
One has to be the first one.
I'm hosting, though I shouldn't be jumping into this, but Rue knew what he was signing up for. Go ahead. We'll work it around the room here. Anthony, what are your thoughts on you seem to really agree with Malcolm there.
No, Malcolm, come on. Watch your last 2. Dude, I'm going to keep this. I'm just going to say come on, because obviously this is not going to be my 3rd, because I obviously showed the emotion that I just showed. But I'll wait until later when it is my pick to discuss a little bit more. But Malcolm, please watch 5 and 6. Please. Just do it. For your sake. I mean, if anything, my wife will watch Fallout just for Henry Cavill cocking his arms over and over again. We watched that scene like 15 times in a row. And even I was like, God damn, I got to get to the gym.
I mean, he kind of helped fuck up Justice League just to make that movie. So,
yeah, it could have been. So, fine.
Lips are sealed. Anybody else have any thoughts on Malcolm's ignorance here before we move on?
I don't want to call it ignorance because that was my 3rd out as well.
Okay, you do agree. Okay, go ahead and tell me why it's your 3rd out, Tababsy.
Again, with these movies, they're so close to me. I like all of them, but for me, and I'll get more into it when I talk about my almost stayed. But for me, I think the first like maybe 3 were really, really great, and then the last 2 kind of tailed off for me. a little bit.
Wait. Oh, wow.
Hot take.
Okay. All right. Well,
And so the reason that it was my third out is simply because it's so tough, man, because I love Tom Cruise. But I feel like the more movies you have is the margin for error rises too. Like you have more margin for error because you have so many movies. So which one did you not like?
Two
is the only one that you can like
One
kind
out
of
of
point
six
to.
Pretty good margin for error.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's your opinion. I'm just obviously doing my thing. This is a show of arguments. And I'm going to argue my opinion.
Listen. This was tough for me because it was tough between the 2 and 3 for me, but I like my 2 better because I feel like it's a little more. I'm one of those people. I argue with Rue all the time because like I like DC a little better than I do the other because I like darker, more realistic sort of a feel. And as great as Mission Impossible is, it misses a little bit of the reality factor for me, just a little bit, and that's why I have to put it out.
Okay, I like it. Sticking by the guns there. That is actually a hot take, which is like that's very interesting. So we're gonna go to Mr. Peck before we close out round 2 here. So what is your number 3, Jonathan?
You mentioned the franchise a couple of minutes ago. My number 3 or second to go is Die Hard.
Okay. For the obvious reasons, I'm assuming.
Yes, for the most part. I will say this about Die Hard. It's a similar thing like Bourne, but the difference is at least I have more fun and have a great time by watching these movies. And mainly the first Die Hard, and I will agree on it. It is a Christmas movie and it's a classic. And number 2 though, I actually enjoy mainly the villain part. Right, might be my favorite part.
William Sadler's amazing in it. I agree.
Alan Rickman, dude.
Of course you did.
Well, I almost forgot about that one. Thank you for reminding me. I feel like a fool and not forgetting that one. I'm sorry. And yes, a very good villain and shot and basically take place around Dallas Airport, which I've been to the real Dallas Airport. It has nothing looked like that one, even though they shot that airport in Chicago. So I just wanted to get that part of the way. Look, I'm a Virginia native, so it is what it is. All right. Number 3, I actually love Die Hard with a Vengeance. Basically, underrated villain by Simon Peter Gruber by Jeremy Irons. And really, one of my best scenes in the movie, it doesn't mainly is the action. I would go with the subway scene by Samuel L. Jackson. It's probably one of my favorite ones. And he was trying to answer the phone. And the cop's right here. And it's like, I have to answer the phone.
Yeah.
And it's so good, though. The Incredibles kind of basically copy out that scene when in the bank, though. So that's basically copy based on the scene. And I actually, parts of it, even I like the ending in part number 3, though. Even though there was an alternative, different ending right here. It was they met Simon, Diner, all that stuff. I still like the ending. 4, yeah, it's torn down to the PG-13 stuff, and yeah, some of the actors a little bit wonky, but at least right here, at least some memorable. I actually do like Timothy Olyphant as the villain, and basically, I didn't mind the hacker right here with Justin Law and all that stuff. I didn't mind it for a bit, and yeah, could have been better than R, sure. And 5, yeah, all I could say is Chernobyl, and that's it.
Less is more about 5. Less is more. Yeah, I think those are all good, fair arguments there. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I didn't think this was like a.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
It really.
It has every element.
It is the Christmas movie. As a Jew, I can.
Yeah, that's one.
But so before we close out round 3, we're gonna just have Anthony give his second out real quick. Then we're gonna recap round 3.
Yeah.
So
really quickly, my round 3, since obviously everyone else kind of went through theirs, and I'm the only one with this. I had John Wick as my number 3. second one out. I enjoy the series. I think the action sequences are better than the Bourne, which is why I have it above. Again, obviously the dog scene's terrible, but he spends 3 movies basically killing people because of a dog. So cool. He got his revenge. I like it.
Hold on. I haven't seen this movie. Are you telling me the revenge is because of a fucking dog?
Easy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The car.
No. What was number 1? And don't fuck with a man's dog ever. That's not cool. It's not right.
No, it's not. But I would have thought it was like a daughter, a person, a mom, a dad.
Hey, dogs are better than people.
The dog has special significance to him. It'll be explained when you watch the first one.
Exactly. Yeah.
The thing I did like about the third one is at the time, Boban was on the Sixers when John Wick fought Boban in the beginning of the third one, and I thought that was great to watch him fight him because
the library scene
was hilarious. Yes.
Yeah.
A player that now plays for the Mavericks. It's fantastic.
Oh my god.
Boban.
And I have to like to put it in context. I love dogs, but to make a move like this sounds like the "I Really Miss You" Brandy song to me. Like it reminds me of this right now.
It works.
Yeah, it does. It works.
If you watch,
Is my second out.
If you watch the scene where Theon Greyjoy's all fucking up.
Yeah. Alfie. Yeah, he's a great fuck up. Alfie deserves more roles. He was great in Jojo Rabbit as well.
Yeah.
So like more roles for Alfie.
What is dead may never die. So
there we go. Except for that fucking show. That show died like a motherfucker. But that's enough about Game of Thrones season 7 and 8. So did anybody else have John Wick as their second out? Nope, just Anthony. Okay. So now we're going to go to our recap. My favorite thing in the world. This chart's going to come up that I don't like. This is like honestly like I feel like a sobriety test or something right now. I'm like, and I'm failing it. Like what am I looking at? I get it. So everybody has Die Hard as their 1 except for Malcolm, who
Die Hard was my 4.
I don't get it.
So
yeah, that's what everybody has left. I understand it, but I don't understand it.
What everyone has left.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So Malcolm has Die Hard and John Wick left.
Correct.
Jonathan has Mission Impossible and John Wick left. This is not hard at all, actually. This is really a chart to read. If you're not, yeah. Chad has Mission Impossible. So Chad and Jonathan appear to have similar yet different lists, and then Anthony with Die Hard, Mission Impossible, to obviously with Die Hard and Bourne. So now I understand, like everybody at home, this chart. Got it. I've been reading it the wrong. I don't know how I was even reading it before. I just wasn't. But anyways, that's fascinating. We're on to round 3 here. And I don't know who's going next, so I'm just going to choose to have let's have Malcolm lead us off here for what is your is this where I reveal your number 1s, I believe? Are we doing number 1s now?
Almost stayed, I believe.
Yeah,
when there's 2 left.
Yep. Okay, yep. So Malcolm, go ahead and give me your number 1 pick here. So what's saying over everything else?
For me, it is John Wick. Like this was a franchise that I took the longest to start watching because I've seen the trailers and just wasn't too sure if it was something that I would enjoy. I finally got around to actually sitting down and watching them. Then I really enjoyed them and blitzed through all 3 really quickly. And I mean, I think like say what you want about Keanu Reeves' acting and stuff. Like I think his acting in this is great. And I just think, like, if this movie is great and it's one of those ones I really can't articulate better, but I think Parabellum was the perfect ending to that. I'm quite interested to see where 4 goes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they have a TV series coming out too, so they're definitely not shying away from universe building. Did anybody else have John Wick as their number 1? I apparently was supposed to start with who picked Die Hard, but I read that afterwards.
That was his number 2.
That was his number 2? Didn't I ask him to give his number 1? All right. Well,
there yet.
Okay.
We're at number 2s.
Yeah, I know, but we're
You're right. You're right. Because since it's only 1 and 2.
Yeah, there's only 1 and 2, so we're skipping 2 to reveal the 1. Obviously, what you don't say is your 2.
Yeah.
So we're on the number 1s now.
Oh, I'm confused.
Chad, just trust me here. Whatever you don't say is your 2, we'll go back to it.
Is John Wick staying for Malcolm? I'm confused.
Yes, John Wick is his number 1. It's his staying, because if we say his number 2, we'd all know the number 1 already. I know, Rue. I see that comment now. I didn't see it before. We'll get there. All right. Who had Die Hard staying as their number 1? I was doing so well for a second there, wasn't I? All right.
It was me.
Okay, so Tabobsy, tell me why Die Hard is your number 1 of these 4 frames. Okay.
Oh, now he's gone. Now he's gone.
All right. Well, he died trying to easy.
I was like, oh, did Rue kick me out for this? Like, he was like, I was like, man, so proud.
But go ahead and preach why Die Hard is your number 1 franchise of these 4.
Die Hard is my number 1 because I feel like number 1 is great. It and fucking Carl Winslow, I love him. You know, I feel like that was his first gig as Carl Winslow, even though it may not even be it. Like, it just felt that way to me. Number 2, just the video. You know, I know that this sounds horrible, and this is not a very good educated choice on why, but I like number 2 because the video. Y'all remember this video game? Like, it was great.
That game was
Terminal.
Yeah.
Jeez, like,
games were fire. That PlayStation game was fire.
Yeah, it was great. I actually like Live Free Die Hard a lot too. I know you guys may not like it that much, but I thought it was amazing. Like, the sequence where they just came and blew up everybody for, like, with the delete. Like, we could all just die right now if we press delete if we were in that movie. I'm just saying. Like, so Die Hard, and then I just love Bruce Willis. Like, I mean, it's like I love Bourne. Bourne, you know, spoiler, is like my number 2, but I like more serious movies, and Die Hard for me is the mix between a little bit of, like, Bruce Willis as an actor kind of feels more authentic to me. And then it's enough action to keep me balanced. I like Bourne a lot simply because of the reality factor. That's it. I know that you guys hate it. I know it's like 3 and 4, but like Bourne out of all of these movies is the only one that I could like look at and say, man, if I was if I was real life 007, this is how it would be. It wouldn't be me like in a 3-piece suit, like asking for a martini, shaken, not stirred. You know what I mean? Like, it's Jason Bourne just out there like doing shit, trying to observe the like crowd and like break it down. So that's why it's so high for me, because it feels like if it was a real secret agent out there, it would be in that sort of in that place. But for me, Die Hard is number 1 because it's that happy medium for me. I love Bruce Willis, and Die Hard is great. I'm actually probably gonna watch it tonight, and not watch John Wick. So
I feel like Tabobsy is like the Key and Peele sketch where he's like, Bruce Willie though.
Yeah.
How about that Bruce Willie? And that Liam Neeson's. That was a pretty good argument.
I didn't agree with you, but I do agree with how you argued that. So well said, Bobsy. Does anybody anybody have anything else to say on that before we go into the couple Mission Impossible stands here? And then we'll close it out.
I mean, the Die Hard argument is great. Like, Die Hard up there. That's why it's not 4th or 3rd on mine. I really enjoy it. I thought it's a great set of movies. It's one of those things of, like, the people, I can see people in the chat like talking about Die Hard 5. It doesn't matter. 1 through 4 make up for Die Hard 5 being so bad. It doesn't matter. You could look at the Bournes, and Bourne Legacy and Chasing Bourne are bad. You can look at Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible 2 is bad. You can look at John Wick. If you just don't enjoy that kind of movie and that kind of like action, then you might not enjoy it as much. There's only 3 of those, so they have not as many to look at. Die Hard's a solid franchise, and definitely is. My 1 and 2, Die Hard, I was having a rough go. It was a rough go for me between my 1 and 2.
I know I'm not on this, but I'm giving my opinion anyways. John Wick I feel like didn't do as much as they've like built the world out. I feel like they didn't take that many risks to make it like I don't know. John Wick is the safest of these to me. These 4 franchises, like as much as they did. So, yeah. So, Chad, what are your thoughts on Mission Impossible? This was also my number 1, by the way.
Well, Mission Impossible is my number 1. I have to. I'll do that, and then I'll talk about John Wick, which was my number 2. It was the almost stayed. Like these are 2. So like Bourne and Die Hard are kind of over, and so I think that's why I'm like kind of like those are kind of just out. And like Mission Impossible and John Wick are arguably still like going on. Like they still just have more to make. And Tom Cruise, like frickin' Tom Brady, just doesn't seem like he's ever going to stop until someone makes him. And he's just like keeps going on. So like with my progression with Mission Impossible, is the first one is pretty good. It's that one's debatable if you like it or not. It's not the best, but it's definitely better than the second one. That goes downhill for the second one from like a TV adaptation too. And like after the second one, it could have just kind of stopped there and just fizzled out. Mm-hmm. But they made 3, and 3 was really good with Philip Seymour Hoffman as the villain. He was a really good villain. Yeah. And then like you're like, well, that one's really great. And then you're like, well, it can't really get better than that, can it? And then it does. And then it gets better than that. And then it consistently gets better than that until you get like one of the best movies. Like I would say, you could probably put Mission Impossible Fallout right there with Die Hard as one of the great action films. Just because like they keep topping like everything. Like, Tom Cruise, like Jackie Chan, man, he'll strap himself to a plane. He'll dive underwater for, I don't know how many minutes he did, but a long time. And I would have drowned. And, then what was the scene that they just did? They couldn't even figure out how the hell they did it with jumping out of the plane, the one-shot sequence with him and Henry Cavill. And he's like sitting there trying to not die while saving Henry Cavill and, all this stuff. And then you had the scene in the bathroom and, it's just, and all the different, like, you didn't know where it was going, who was who with all the different faces and Fallout.
R.I.P. by the way.
It's just
R.I.P. by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like one of the best movies ever, and it's just I see it just getting better and better from here. And then
you want more? You want more of Mission Impossibles?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
I'll like to see him in space next, maybe, or whatever. I don't know. But I'll have him.
See, this is why like Walking Dead is bad to me, because they fucking keep going. Like you gotta learn when to just stop.
Know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good song, by the way. I don't know if you know or not.
I know. I'm a Roger stan.
I mean, we all know Doug Liman is directing a Tom Cruise in space movie. Maybe that's secretly going to be Mission Impossible in space.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna change. My list next time will change. It'll be bottom because I get it. Space is like the next frontier, but I'm with you. I agree with you 100% on. I also that on the bottom is wrong because obviously I said John Wick was my 3rd. Mission Impossible was my number 1 as well. Yep. Everything is accurate. Like it's 5. Like. Some people don't like 3 as much. I always thought it was great. It's 5 really, really, really good, almost great movies with only getting better, which is why it's okay if they continue because all they've been doing is getting better. They keep adding, building to the world. They keep doing things. And you know what's amazing?
Facts.
These things does their own stunts. Tom Cruise, he's a psychopath. He does all those stuff, and it's easy to see the stunts that they do. I don't care if he's a psychopath jumping on the couch. I hope he does that in one of these, just for comedy reasons. But the stunts are fantastic. They do go a little off the deep end sometimes with like the helicopter chase and Fallout and all that stuff. It's fun. It's entertaining. I can watch John Wick, and Keanu's going to shoot a gun 150,000 times. He's not doing the crazy stunts that you would see in some of these movies. It was one bad movie, and it was 2, and that's because John Woo had to put doves in there. And you know what? I love Face Off and the doves that come from that, but that was not the place for doves.
And Mission Impossible 2 still had some cool scenes in it. It's not the it's not a terrible movie. It's just a bad Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Peck, do you have any thoughts? You've been kind of quiet down there. You have any thoughts on your one or anything that's been said here before we close out?
Same thing, and I'm gonna add it even more. This franchise does everything what the last three franchises don't really have, or have some of them. Very different styles of directors directing each installment for the most part. We got basically the first one with Brian De Palma, basically based on his thorough films right here. I can make fun of it. The second with John Woo, all that stuff. I call them basically the Limp Bizkit of the Mission Impossible series because I just keep it like more surreal. It makes sense. And basically, I call the main villain the actor who almost played Wolverine, all that stuff, because he had to do this movie besides of X-Men. And basically, I just go, hey, the guy has almost played Wolverine right here. Like, yeah, as a Mission Impossible film, that was kind of but as an action film right here, I love the action scene with the doves in the mountain clip. I actually love Mission Impossible 3, though. I actually very much enjoy right here. It brings us sort of Ethan's personal life right here, and brings us sort of a love interest with Michelle Monaghan's character, and basically is with a great villain with Philip Seymour Hoffman. And this is sort of for first time in 3. Basically, we see more the team aspect to it. So mainly introduce Simon Pegg and Benji, and I here, and basically the film debut of J.J. Abrams, and you got Ghost Protocol, which in my opinion is my favorite of the franchise right here, because, and also this one is the live action film debut of Brad Bird, because I'm a huge Incredibles fan along with it, so stretching over to animation to live action with the Burj Khalifa Tower along with it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that
nice.
The fact that he shot it right here, not only Tom Cruise holding the building, but directing it right here, when he never directed any live action before that, is fascinating right here. And I love it every minute of it.
Like the best.
Well, go ahead.
I just said it's like the best scene that you were describing. Yeah, I forgot to mention it.
Yeah, and basically number 5, and basically Christopher McQuarrie right here, and basically directed 5, and basically Ghost Protocol, and
what a man!
Hello,
got out from under his bridge.
Oh man!
Oh, is that the guy? Is that him? Or
yeah, it's Coach Hammock. Rare appearance, getting out from under his bridge real quick to get something.
Basically, yeah. You know, the one great thing about 4 is like basically, I thought when I saw that trailer first, they thought we were the best action scene with him holding the plane. But it turned out when I saw it in theaters, it was just the beginning of the movie. And after that, though, I was never sort of let down right here afterwards. So that's how good this franchise is. And anything you said about Fallout is just really fantastic. Not only is the best action of the series, not only just really underrated villain by Henry Cavill, by the way, just really is a surprise how he did that right here as a villain, basically. And makes Justice League saving the comparison to this. So that was really fantastic. And also that saw this movie in IMAX, and just now at this point, this is a franchise I will want to see today. And this is a franchise I will put in my number 1. I love and share so much. And basically, I will watch any of these, even the bad number 2, watch it any time of the week. So yeah,
I wouldn't go that far, but
yeah,
I would. I did want to talk about my my almost stayed, because I forgot to actually mention that one. Yeah, my almost stayed was actually John Wick, and I have my shirt. So I don't have a Mission Impossible shirt, but yeah, I put that one as almost stayed because like I just couldn't put it over Mission Impossible, because while Mission Impossible is getting better, John Wick is also just getting better, but it just feels like so with John Wick, it just like keeps getting better and better, and it's just like with Keanu Reeves, like all the like kind of bad
is he getting better as well?
Huh?
Keanu Reeves is okay.
Yeah, like with all the bad acting kind of comments and stuff, it just I've never really seen that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're watching like the Lake House or something, but
no, I just think of him as like no.
If you're watching like
that's not what he does.
Yeah.
you're watching Speed or The Matrix or Point Break, any of these movies, and then you go into
What the
then
hell?
you go into John Wick, like this dude kind of in the same vein as Tom Cruise. Like he would go and become like proficient with like all these weapons and like this training, whatever, and like actually like doing it just so he can like make it look as realistic as possible on screen, and it just feels like he keeps topping that with every one.
Yeah.
And I
Let
think
me ask you guys a quick question.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you think lesser actors have to be action stars because they can't act?
I mean, it
It
does.
depends on the
It
material.
Kind of makes sense, right?
It depends on the material.
It's like an action star, but if it doesn't have any like drama like in it, but like
Tom Cruise can act, for example. Tom Cruise can act, and he's in Mission Impossible.
for
also.
sure.
Even before he turned Mission Impossible, people at the time in the mid-90s, he was already a established actor before he started the Mission Impossible film. So he already got that gear in him from the very beginning, though. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's mutually exclusive. You can have like guys do action roles, like Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception. Even that's a great acting action role type of example.
But I think even like in John Wick though, like Keanu Reeves like plays all of that the dramatic parts is like minute because he's just like he's just spending all of his time shooting people, which is fantastic. And like the knife scene in the third one when he's just like throwing knives at people, it's just like you can't get better than that. It's just so great. And just so like fast paced, like these movies are just the best. But like with Keanu Reeves, like even when he's like sitting there like, my wife and my dog, it's like it's I don't know, he just sells that too. I just like feel for him in those movies. But I couldn't put it for. I love those movies and I cannot wait for it to keep going, but it's just I couldn't put it first because Mission Impossible is doing the same thing and it's just Tom Cruise is just able to out fucking crazy him. So it's just that's my take.
Well, all right, cool. We're gonna go to a recap here of everybody's lists, who everybody kept as their number one. And
How did they go off like that?
yeah.
Like, are you changing those as they go? Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't, ask my producers what they do. I just muzzle their work. So we got Malcolm on the John Wick island by himself. Then we got the core of Mission Impossible with the three with Jonathan, Chad, and Anthony, as well as me, and then also to Bob Steve, kicking Die Hard. I now understand this list thing. I don't know how
answers here. And
now that I understand this list and graph, I don't know how I ever didn't understand this list.
I know how.
Okay, yeah. I think I was just like reading it. See, it's like really, really confusing when it gets like this. This is where I'm like completely fucking lost on it. But John Wick is the one. I get it now. So
Mission Impossible wins.
Yeah. Tune into the after show where I explain the graphs, please. But anyways, before we go here, I'm gonna have everybody go around. If you have any plugs, I'm gonna give my plugs at the end. Don't worry. And then I also have a special message from Peggy in the form of a riddle that's gonna close us out here. So I don't know if I was supposed to say it was from Peggy, but sorry. Malcolm. Go ahead and give me your plugs and everything, where we can find you, where to Bob so you can start joining in, because we know he wants to get in after tonight.
I'm coming.
Yes, sir.
That was like the worst thing to ever say, right?
No.
You can find me over on Tape
I said it aggressively too, like.
Okay. All right. Oh boy, I rescind.
I'm not coming.
Good.
You can find me over on Tape 3 Productions, where I host Late Night Take 3. This week our topic's going to be MCU. And then on Rankum, our topic is on Saturday nights. Our topic's going to be top 12 Netflix originals. Then over on Full Metal, I host Full Metal Classic and Full Metal Random. This week's Full Metal Random is a 24 match, so that's going to be fun.
Yep. So that's like, those are quizzes as well as shows over there, and that's Full Metal and Take 3, in case you couldn't hear those. But definitely easy places to get involved. Malcolm's, you can message him afterwards also if you have any questions, anybody. We'd love to get some new faces over on these channels. So don't be shy. They let me host these things. You can do it too.
Don't let that deter you from
Yeah. I'm not hosting everything too. This is probably my final hosting gig here. Anthony, do you have anything? You don't have anything to plug?
No, I never have anything to plug.
Okay,
I don't have anything. I appear on Tony's the Feature Presentation League. I appear on Malcolm's every now and then. I appear on Aaron's 15-hour thing where we try to talk about movies we like that should have been done in 2 days, but it's done in about 2 months. I just wander around and I have matches every now and then. I know me and Aaron have a random match coming up in September on movies that my wife loves, so that should be interesting with Malcolm hosting.
I will win.
Probably. Other than that, you'll just see me around, and that's pretty much it. I don't really do anything special.
Yep. Feature Presentation League, Feature Presentation Production. Check it out. It is a great place to mooch. I'm telling you, Tony is happy to help. And then also, Chad, anything else that you're kind of involved in or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I just started with all of this, just doing Jack of all trivia matches, and then I did a classics with Malcolm there yesterday.
Nice.
That was really fun.
Yep.
And I'm on Letterbox with I think it's C Web 1534, CL Web 1534. So I need to change it. I try to do reviews on there somewhat. I'm just trying to get into this. I really wanted to do this, and I'm glad Amaru picked me. This was a really fun chat here, and I might have to jump on over to some of those other leagues and try to hone in on my trivia. I'm doing a Jack of all trivia, a Buffy match soon. If anybody likes that show, it's like my favorite. So
sweet. All right, cool. Well, we'll definitely. It's been good seeing you around. We'll definitely see you around more. Mr. Peck, anything you have to plug here for us?
Yeah, you can find me around Twitter, Instagram at jetpet78, and also find me on Facebook Jonathan Peck. And also, I'm in charge of so I'm going to represent TMG Entertainment. We do have some stuff. If you're a big fan of debates or movie fights and stuff, we basically have everything for you. If you're a big fan of movies, you're doing Movie Battleground. If you're a big fan of video games and stuff, you should go join Warzone. We just have a championship match not too long ago, and we got sort of special guest Adam Wick from the Schmodown right here, judge that championship match. And also, if you're a big fan of TVs and stuff, go and join League TV Fights if you're interested. If you're a big fan of sports, of everything, it would be football, baseball, hockey, basketball. I'm in the charge of head admin of Sports Brawl. If you're very interested. Wait.
I'm just saying, I love that. That's great. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, we need some new players, so I hope you may join in. All right. You can find me on that. And also, we just launched TMG Trivia right here. We sort of a little brand new. And if we need some members who are very curious about that, come join up in the Facebook group with TMG Trivia, and also hope join TMG Entertainment. We have some pretty much great stuff, and we just have last night an after dark with special guest Kaiser from the Schmodown, and we have a very good interview. I'm very surprised if you watch the video right here. I also have another special guest along with it. So I'm not gonna tell you who it was. Just want to make it a secret.
All right, cool, man. That's a lot of plugs, but make sure put them in the comments or something because that's a lot. But TMG overall is where you can check them out. So to Bob C, I don't believe you have anything else to plug, but any farewell words before we sign off here?
No, I want to plug a couple things. So
Sure.
You guys, like I do like a lot of like comedy skits via Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram, Joe_Friday_. Obviously, I'm drunk, so I have to look at it. But also starting a podcast. It's going to be on Apple and Spotify called Articulate Fools. I'm really excited about it. I would love to have you guys to talk about just shit.
So
and yeah. I mean, I'm interested. I really enjoyed you guys. You guys have been amazing, great, and thanks for putting up with my lack of education on John Wick. Like so, yeah. I appreciate it.
Get on
with
a lack of education.
You Yeah, you did. You were great. We're looking forward to seeing you around here. So,
Indeed.
yeah, I'm sure we'll see you soon. Yeah. Also, so basically, if you're at all not familiar, over at Feature Presentation Leagues, I host a show that's called Now Showing. It's where we go through the years and movies, and we talk about our favorite movies. It was originally a birthday stream, ended up being a a bi-weekly show now, so we're on the off week, but next Tuesday we'll be back with 2013 through 2017. So if you want to hop on and talk with like 5 or 6 other people about any of those years, shoot me a message or sign up at Feature Presentation Productions on Facebook or YouTube. But it's a lot of fun. We have people like Amaru and others on. And then before we sign off, I have a riddle from Peggy. So she told me to read it good. So no pressure on me here, but
read it good. So
I'm good at reading.
You read that thing good, and you read it really good.
I'm good at reading. So here you go, Peggy G. A serious man plans his arrival ahead of time. He does not come empty-handed. He makes sure to bring a memento or 7.
Okay.
I wonder.
I hope I read that good.
I'm gonna let you guys.
But for the non-drunk ones, good luck. And Amaru, thank you for allowing me to host here. Thank you again. This is the second time, and it's an honor. It was an honor for the first time, honor the second time. Thank you for anybody in the chat who stuck around. Appreciate all the comments and appreciate all my panelists today. I think that you all really did a great job of arguing your points, and don't forget Digesting Dark on Apple and Spotify. Was number 37 at one point on the TV and movies list. So if you have seen the show on Dark called Netflix, go ahead and check it out. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody, and have a